The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County and begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, Aquinas girls soccer, state co-champions in Class B, played to a 2-2 tie in the state final. Senior Alano Piano scored her 30th goal of the year and 70th of her great career. At number 2, Spencerport girls soccer. The Rangers go back-to-back state championships after playing to a 2-2 tie in the state final. And at number 1, McQuaid boys soccer. The Knights ran the table, capping a 22-0 season with a 6-0 win over Half Hollow Hills West in the final for the Class AA state crown. What is a Section 5 football season without Aquinas playing for a championship, as was the case in 2016? It's an aberration. Last November, there was no football here at Aquinas. Not only did the 2015 state champions fail to successfully defend, they didn't even qualify for the opportunity. For a team that had won 9 Section 5 titles in the previous 10 years, this was more than a wake-up call.
2 years ago, I was on the team that won states, and it was just, it was so exciting to be. I didn't play that much, but it was exciting just to watch and think, all right, that's going to be me. And now, it's time, and I'm excited.
Yeah, and you had the year in between where you missed the playoffs. I mean, did that make you appreciate the fact that you're back?
It definitely did. It gave me a greater sense of appreciation for it because I don't know, it was somewhat like, all right, this is what we do. But now we missed it, and I was like, it hurts.
Chris Battaglia, the architect of the most recent Aquinas football dynasty, resigned after last season, resurfacing as an assistant coach at Irondequoit. The Aquinas head coaching job went to Battaglia's longtime assistant, Derek Anacino. There was work to be done.
We got a leadership council consisting of kids, a certain amount of kids from each class, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. We got them together and we taught them how to be leaders. It was, a couple of in the meeting room things with one of our assistant coaches who was a business manager in his career at Xerox, and he taught them leadership skills, leadership training that they carried on through, and we ended up selecting our captains through that group of kids. I meet with them for breakfast or in certain things so that we can discuss what's going on. They can give me what the team is thinking. I can tell them what we as coaches are thinking. And to me, that has been the biggest difference in what's gone on.
Let's go, boys. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Let's go.
That proactive approach to a leadership concern paid immediate dividends.
We became more disciplined. We've been working harder. Everyone shows up on time. Less kids are getting in trouble, stuff like that. We're more disciplined, and we all care about each other more than we did last year. It's less faction-y. We all like hanging out with each other. We hang out with each other all the time.
It sounded like maybe last year, were you guys collectively maybe taking things for granted?
Yeah, I think having been on teams that have won all their games, played very well the entire season, it was different not being on a team that just wins every game without really needing to work as hard. So yeah, we definitely took things for granted beforehand.
Having them monitor themselves, there wasn't a whole lot that needed to be done, but that was the one thing that was glaring after last year.
And then the things on the field kind of took care of themselves?
Absolutely, they did. When we've been talking about it all year, that first game when we lost to Victor, it wasn't really a surprise that we lost. It was more of a surprise that we were winning with 2 minutes left. And that kind of galvanized them as a group.
2017 began the same way the 2016 season did, with a narrow loss to Victor. But this year's defeat felt different.
We were frustrated that we lost, but we recognized that it was a good game. We played a good team and we played well, and then we just had some things to patch up, and we basically just gelled together after that and just worked on each game week by week.
Aquinas won its next 9 games, avenged Victor in the Section 5 semifinals, and defeated Pittsford in the Class AA championship game. Aquinas was back on top.
It doesn't get old, I'll tell you that much. But for this group of kids, to the work that they put in, the extra work, that leadership group, they were coming in, during the day, 2 hours before our workouts in the summer to get this training. They wanted to put the work in, and they did it, and now they're kind of reaping the rewards of that.
For Anacino, the payoff came in his first year in charge. He keeps it simple. He still coaches special teams, like he had for 19 years as an assistant, and delegates much of the rest to a trusted staff, and hopes everyone enjoys the ride.
I just like being out here with the kids. And the one thing I've told them the last couple of weeks is, if we keep winning, I get one more week with them. And that's what our goal is. I want one more week until they tell us we can't play anymore.
Stop fraternizing. Down. Black turn. Black turn. Let's go. Back, let's go. Off the back, let's go.
The Irish saw their season end in the state regionals against Section 6, 9-0 to Lancaster. In fact, all of our football teams lost to their Buffalo counterparts this year. We'll ask George Giordano about that in our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook next, and later, the section Swimmer of the Year, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Dunkin' has lots of fall favorites to root for. Maple pecan, pumpkin, maple sugar bacon. But on game day, we root for one team. One team, baby. Win the fall, folks.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Our pleasure to talk a little football with Irondequoit's George Giordano. George, we just talked about, the Section 5 football having gotten swept by Section 6 in the regionals. Is that concerning at all?
Well, Bill, I think that Section 6 has done a great job in catching up to Section 5. Back in the day, we would dominate those teams, but they've really done a great job of getting their teams built up and knowing that in order for them to get to a state title, they got to go through Section 5.
These things kind of come and go. I mean, sometimes it's our turn, sometimes it's theirs. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember them doing this before.
Well, normally it's a split. We normally get over 2 or 3 teams, but Section 5 has always been a very good hotbed for high school football, and it's just disconcerting that we did lose 5 games.
I thought it was a real interesting year at the top. I mean, seeing what Aquinas did, having qualified for the tournament a year ago, and then coming back and winning it, and Wilson, I'm sorry I came at your program's expense, but Wilson won one for the city, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, there's some obviously 2 new champions at the top end. Aquinas, who had not qualified, like you mentioned, came back and after losing their first game to Victor, ended up winning 9 games in a row and winning the Section 5 title. Wilson only had one little hiccup in their schedule, and that was a last-minute field goal attempt against McQuaid that fell a little bit short, and they would have been 10-0 going in. So
yeah, you did a little bit of research, which I thought was kind of nice. I mean, we're talking about losing to Section 6 this year, but we've got a lot of heavy hitters coming back next season, don't we?
Yeah, we certainly do. All the top teams are returning their quarterbacks. Their best receivers are back. A couple of the schools have their running backs back, and a plethora of offensive and defensive linemen. So the future looks great for Section 5 football.
I'd be neglected if I didn't give you a chance to talk a little bit about the Irondequoit program. They are undefeated regular season. It was a tremendous year for you guys. How do you look coming back?
Great. We really were expecting this to happen next year. We had a whole bunch of sophomores in our lineup a year ago. They're now juniors. We won 9 games and unfortunately didn't get over in the finals, but we do have 9 returners back on both sides of the ball. So
it's good when it comes early, isn't it?
It certainly is, but next year never arrives, as you well know. It's something always happens, and a team will always get better, and sometimes a kid gets hurt. And unfortunately, when you expect it, sometimes it doesn't come.
Okay, good talking a little football with you, George. Always is. Thanks very
Bill.
much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
On the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Make the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, Maria Nacarella's older sister, Toni, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
Making the grade this week is Rush Henrietta's Miles Calhoun. It's no doubt Miles is a standout on the track, and he's only gotten better year to year. He helps make an already strong team even tougher to beat with his hard work and dedication to each event. Last season as a junior, Miles qualified for 3 separate track and field events at states. He placed second in the 100 and 200 meter races at qualifiers and was a runner-up in the same events in AA sectionals. He's also competed along with his teammates in the New Balance national competition for indoor track this past fall. Though he trains year-round to become a better athlete, his drive extends to the classroom as well. Miles dedicates himself to his studies, where his good grades have helped him earn a spot in the Business Honor Society. For his commitment and consistency in the classroom as well as the track, this week Miles Calhoun is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Section 5 calendar.
Here's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Enter the winter season. Tuesday brings the first full slate of high school hockey games. Includes a contest at Lakeshore Arena featuring Hilton against the new Greece Storm. The Thunder and the Lightning are no more. The 4 Greece high schools will play hockey as one. The girls' basketball season begins November the 30th. It's the week after Thanksgiving with a tip-off tournament. That's at Pittsford Sutherland. The boys' basketball season begins the next day, December the 1st, with the Al Messino tip-off tournament at Eastridge. That's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead, and then some. Here are the Vision High School Sports Beat Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week, brought to you in cooperation with Varsity Media. For the best local coverage in Section 5 sports, visit varsitymedia.net. Here then are top 5 high school football plays in Section 5 of the year. And at number 5, we look in at Max Chamberlain, who may have had the best individual day of the season. It's a 59-yard for a touchdown. Chamberlain, a 346-yard and 6-touchdown day. Not too bad. Number 4, from week 7, it's Spencerport's Joey Carroll. Not readily apparent in this shot, as running out of that old double wing, he pops out for the touchdown of 20 yards. That's for Spencerport. And number 3, Brighton's Noah Shinneman. Boy, the interception was great. The run back's even greater. Shinneman with a return for touchdown of 82 yards for the Brighton Barons. To number 2, we go from week 8 and Greece Athena. Patrick Meisendahl. Your classic pitch and catch. He wastes no time getting rid of the ball, and Nigel Scantlebury's downfield for it. Play goes for 70 yards and a touchdown for Greece Athena. And at number 1, this is from week 9 as we reach tournament season, and it's Wilson's Jakir Moore. Who winds up with the interception. All the way across the field and then down the left sideline. And he clinches Play of the Year honors with his final little move. Nice. Touchdown out of week 9 for Wilson, our high school football Play of the Year. Closing out a swim career at Penfield in style, Toni Nacarella, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, Mary Souris of Webster Thomas Field Hockey. Soros scored 23 goals this year, the last 4 of those coming in the Titans Section 5 clinching win over Penfield and a victory over Williamsville North in the state regionals. And number 2, the Callahan twins of Wheatland Shiloh Girls Soccer. Abby anchors the defense. Hannah scored 21 goals after winning state Class D Player of the Year honors last year. And at number 1, Nathan Lawler, Pittsford Mendon Cross Country. He ran the fastest time of the day at Wayne to secure back-to-back state championship runs in Class B. Pittsford won its 16th straight Section 5 Girls Swim Championship and qualified swimmers in every event for the state meet. But there was one honor that escaped the Panthers this year. When the final results were in from the Class A girls swim sectionals, Penfield placed 5th, right in the middle of the pack. The Patriots don't have a horde of state qualifiers. They have 5. Anna Bomber, Serafina Viola, Toni Nacarella, Maria Nenedick, and Maria Nacarella. Toni is the star. She claimed the individual Section 5 titles in the 100 and the 200-yard freestyles. In the 100, Nacarella set meet, class, and sectional records. Her 50.33 seconds posting is by far the top time in the state this year.
It was amazing, to see all my accomplishments, for training all year round, all of the times I've been training for a year round to see it come true, all of my goals I set for myself have come true at sectionals, so I couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's a true athlete. Sometimes you find swimmers and they kind of get in their own little swimming niche, where that's all that they do. But I'm telling you, Toni isn't just a swimmer. We'll go out and we'll do 200 intervals in preseason for training, and she'll be crushing everybody on that. We'll go in a weight room and she works really hard. All the girls she'll show them how it's done. She's probably can do more pull-ups than anybody else on the team. But she really does a great job, not just swimming-wise, but overall athleticism.
Nacarella's success as a senior came despite the pressures of finding a future. She didn't have to look too far.
Things became actually more stressful, looking for college, and my classes became easier, but looking for college was pretty hard.
Yeah, but you found one, and you got a good deal, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm committed to going to UB, University at Buffalo. I went on a recruiting trip, and I really loved it, and I love the team and the coach, and I feel like I would fit in great there.
Toni graduates this year, but Penfield will still have a Nacarella on the roster. Sophomore Maria, a state qualifier in the backstroke.
I actually was very slow when I was little, so she was always really fast, and I don't know.
Well, you didn't get discouraged though, huh?
No, because all my friends were on the swim team, so we all swam together.
When did you start getting good?
Last year, and last year was the first time I broke a minute in my 100 free, and I went to zones over the summer.
It was super cool. She was actually practicing with me the whole year, and she actually really pushes me a lot, and she's gotten a lot better in the past year. I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't turn her into a sprinter too. I mean, she's a backstroker, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. She's kind of does distance and backstroke, and it's good to have some difference between us so we're not butting heads all the time.
Sometimes Toni and Maria will keep their separate paths, but when it comes down to it, those two are really tightly bonded, and I think it fits in well with the culture of our team. Honestly, it's like we have 30 sisters on our team, really, not just one set of them.
Penfield's 5th place finish as a team was behind where the Patriots were a year ago, but the future is bright.
We've got some really some big things to look forward to. On our modified team, we had 33 girls swimming modified this past year. We will get 18 8th graders coming into our program. And among those are some girls that have broken some of Toni's modified records. So, yeah, this program's in a really good spot right now.
We would like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible, as do you. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.